Hello there, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I'm Mary. For those of you that are new here, I appreciate you for stopping by. And for those who have been with me for a while, you know how I feel about you also. Thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers who have been coming on and checking me out and subscribing. I appreciate you all so much. Okay, guys, we need to take a look at what's going on in the White House. Um, And as I was meditating on it, and I asked Spirit, what else should I talk about it? And I was led to pull a card, and we came up with the Democrats. So hang in there. We're going to talk about what's going on in the White House, how it's going to affect us. We're going to talk a little bit about the other one, Muskrat, and see what's going on with him also. But first of all, I want to know about tRumps mental decline. I want to see what we can find out about that. And as a whole as Americans, how is this eventually going to affect all of us? Because you know that if he's in there, he's unfit. Then he has these people that in his cabinet that seem to be the same. What can we expect as far as our future goes? So let's take a look at it. So again, guys, I am using my Shadowland Innermon tarot. People have asked about that tarot, so that's it right there. It's a Lenormand deck, though, guys. It's not a tarot deck, and Lenormand is read a little bit differently. It kind of tells a story. Just want to make sure I got all the cards out of here. Feeling something in here. Okay, that's just the book. Yep. Yeah. That's just the book. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is the same as I did before. If you saw the last video that I did, I'm going to pull the man out, and the man is going to be tRump. And then I'm going to ask about his mental decline. Okay, where are you? I need the man. And I know you're in here. Wow. Almost the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have the man. That's him. That's who we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about his mental decline right now, guys. Okay, so we know that's happened. I mean, first of all, this is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here during this reading is alleged. Okay, it's all alleged. Entertainment purposes only. So we seem to be witnessing a mental decline of some sort. And not only are we witnessing it, but other professionals are getting online and saying that, yes, it's happening. Okay, so we know that in a sense that's happening. We never get to see any records or anything like that. So anyway, and then he's getting all these people in his cabinet that pretty much have never had any experience as far as politics goes, leading a country or anything connected. So as far as I'm concerned, they're unfit also. So I want to know first. I'm going to ask about his mental capacity. Then I ask other questions. All right. So we have the man here. All right, Spirit, tell us about what's going on with his mental capacity. What's going on with tRump's mental capacity? Show us what's happening, Spirit, so we'll know for sure. I ask that you take all of my biases out of it And that fell out. I don't know if it fell out because maybe I should put it back in because, sometimes I'm just not paying attention to what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm asking Spirit to take all of my biases out of this and just give us the truth. Don't let me influence this in any way, Spirit. Anyway. Okay. All right. So let's do it this way. I'm hoping you guys can see all the cards here. All right. Oh, one more. One more. Can't forget that one. Okay, we have the man in the middle here, guys. And we have the sun. I'm going to turn them all over. We have the house. And we have the child that's over him. We have the lily. We have the star. I'll explain these all to you guys as I go along. Sight. The dog. And the fox. You know what's so strange about this is that in my last video, many of these cards many of these same cards came out when we talked about his health. We pretty much talked about the health of his body, though. That's what I was getting at in the last video. But now I want to know about his mental capacity. So we have the man. The sun. The sun is about exposure. In this particular case, because normally the sun is a happy thing, but in this particular case, the sun is not so happy, and it's more about exposure because we're talking about his mental health. So we're going to find out more about that, and then the house shows up, which is the White House and the child. Okay. Now, if I read this across, child can mean something new. It can mean a child, but in this particular case, I'm assuming I'm relating this as something new. So we're going to find out something new about his something new going on in the White House about his mental health. Now we have the lily here, and the thing about the lily is about someone. It's about an old man. That's what it represents, and it's right next to the man. Okay, so we have the older man here, and we have the star. See, this is what he's thinking. He's thinking that he's the star. He's thinking that because he's used to being whatever, the apprentice. It's like he's staging a television show while in the White House running the country. He's treating it like that. So he thinks of himself as a star, and he thinks he's sitting on top of the star. Everything is blossoming for him. This is what he thinks. Okay. But to me, when I look at like the lily here, it's like he's really trying to hold on. But you can see here that something has fallen off from that lily there that's on the floor. Okay. All right. He thinks he's flying high, guys. He thinks that he's really flying high. He's on top of that star. I can't talk today for some reason. And but there are some new things that are happening in the White House that we're going to find out that's going to bring exposure to this. Now we have the scythe here. This is about something being cut away, something being taken away sight, it's never a good card. Now we have the dog again. This showed up in the last reading. And this is like he's leading, he's supposedly leading someone here. Dogs are man's best friend. So, but in this particular case, it's like he's trying to get this dog to move, but you can see that the dog is bigger than he is, taller than he is. It's standing on 2 feet, and it's not moving. It's just looking at him. And I think that who he thinks is his friend is more or less leading him instead of him leading the particular person. Now, some people have um, said that it could be Musk, but there's so many others. There's so many others that um, he's working with, that he's handing these papers and that kind of, they're handing him papers and he's signing them. So this is why I'm saying the whole thing, the whole White House seems to be unfit, because they haven't researched whether or not they can make these things happen. And he feels that he's on top of this star. He's on top of the world. He feels he's ruling the world because of what SCOTUS did, a Supreme Court, and giving him immunity. So, he thinks that he can do anything. And so do they think that he can do anything. So who is really mentally incapacitated here? Are we talking about a group of people, or are we talking about one person? At the moment, we're talking about this one person, but they're following his lead. So what does that tell you? And he's following their lead. They can slip anything by him. So then we have the fox. Now, the fox is also about manipulation and that kind of thing, as I've spoke about before in the last reading. I'm so surprised that these same cards, the only two cards, I think the child didn't show up before, and the lily didn't show up. Oh, and the house. So there's three. The child, the lily, and the house didn't show up the last time. So there's 3 out of these 9 cards that didn't show up. But again, we're talking about manipulation. So he's being manipulated. He thinks that he's manipulating others, but actually he's being manipulated because he's not all there. Now, I need Spirit to give me some more information about this, because I feel like this site is talking about his mental capacity that's left him. And Lily, okay, I didn't, this last row here is something being cut away, and by someone, he's being led by someone who he thinks is his friend, but he's being manipulated now. And people are talking about it. People know that it's like there's a lot of gossip going on about it. They know about it at the White House, okay? They know about it. They know exactly what's happening in the White House. They know that he's not capable of doing what he needs to do. This is why they can just tell him, do this, do that, and he's good with it. Nobody is researching whether or not these things can actually hold up, and they probably don't care. We're going to find out a lot more about that, though. All right, Spirit, give us some more information about what's going on here. Okay, we get the ship. Now, this is about movement. And underneath this ship, you can see there are a lot of tentacles hanging out there. Now, this is telling me that this is reaching across the waters. So we know that he, along with people across the waters, Pootie, for one, I have to speak in code. You guys know what I'm talking about. Pootie is also part of this Unfit cabinet and White House that he has. Okay. So what else, Spirit? Oh, the snake shows up again. Oh, the snake. Again, we're talking about his mental health here. I think that the snake, and you can see what's going on here, is huge. It's towering towering over him, and just waiting to sting. Okay, like he's sitting there. He doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't know that he might get bitten by the snake. Okay. All right, Spirit, give us more information. Oh yeah, he's going back and forth and back and forth about what he's going to do. You know what? I think what this is telling us, guys, is that sometimes he feels like he has all of his faculties. Well, I'm sure he feels like that all the time. So he doesn't know that he's going back and forth and in and out. Just like with the tariffs, guys. What kind of signal is that? We're going to do the tariffs, then he puts them off another month. No, we're not going to do it. We're going to, he's back and forth and wishy-washy. That's what this is talking about right here. So mentally, I don't know if people are telling him, after they figure it out, well, you need to backtrack on that, because they're putting him out there in the front doing all of this. Mentally, he's not there. Okay. So then he has, after they probably get taken aback because these countries are fighting back and telling them what they're going to do. This unfit cabinet of his is saying, maybe you should take it back. So who looks like the dummy here? Who looks like the dummy? Him or them? He's just out there in front. So he's going back and forth. He's going back and forth. All right, Spirit, what else? Oh, we have a broken heart here, guys. It's like he's holding the heart over the house. Now, I've talked about him having heart problems, and other readers have too. So to me, this is showing up again here. That may be something that may come to fruition. Now, I'm sure he's thinking that he just has it so easy. He's all laid back and all that kind of stuff. But here's the deal. He's still got people looking at him to do certain things, because who's really pulling the strings, guys? Who's really pulling the strings? They're just putting him out there. Does he think about that sometimes? I mean, he's got to know that he's not the one that's really in control. At some point, he probably looks at it and says, well, I really don't know what's going on, so I need someone to help me with this. And he appreciates the fact that his friend Muskrat is hanging in there with him. Okay, in a sense, he has enough mental capacity that his ego is still working in a sense, guys, because I don't know if the thing about it is, okay, this is what I want to say. He feels like he puts okay, right now, Muskrat is on a pedestal for him. He's like at the meeting that they had with the Congress, he outed himself and said, yeah, oh, look at Elon. He's over Doge. And well, you lied about it before. This is what I'm saying, guys. He's not all there. Okay. I'm sure that someone must have said something to him, that in however way they talk to him. I don't know. Do they talk to him like he's a child, or how do they bring things to his attention? I mean, at some point he has to realize that he's done something that he shouldn't have done, especially now in a case like this. All the things that were going on with him before he got back into the White House, and all the money that was going to be taken from him, those things I think may have contributed to this heart situation. Now, getting back to his ego, he thinks that that's a great thing, that he can say, oh, look, I had Muskrat come in here and he's a head of Doge, and he's just telling everybody how great Muskrat is and all that he did. Well, did you forget that you said that he's not over Doge? And then I don't know, guys. It's just crazy. Okay. So his ego is still working, guys, because he wants us to think anyway. Okay, then we have the bear here. The bear. Now, this is about the job and the work, and it's about money too. The bear is about money because it's big and it's huge. It's about money. So I'm going to put it right here. Here's the bear. And as we're talking about Mr. Elon, I'm going to read this roll to you in a minute, guys. Then we have the birds. The birds are tweeting, chatting, gossiping, that kind of thing. Okay. Now, this job or money is being cut away. Now he was dependent on his friend. Now I figure out this is Muskrat. He's dependent on this friend to get him out of all of this, But the friend has his own ideas, and there's a lot of manipulation going on. And there's manipulation because his friend Muskrat wants to make sure that he's set. He's set, that he keeps his contracts, that he is able to outbid others, that he can do what he needs to do. He wants to get rid of any other competition that is around him. So he's manipulating him in a sense, He bought the presidency from tRumps so that he could go in and take everything apart. This is what they thought, okay? And there's a lot of talk that's going on behind this. Now, this talk that is going on, this gossip, this tweet, is people. It's the people. It's us being fed up with all of the mess that's going on, okay? Now, also, it's like, I'm looking at this bird here. Oh, this is so funny, guys. Okay. You see this, the big bird there? He has a little man in his cage there. He's getting ready to feed him to the little birds. Okay? Or she's getting ready to feed him to the little birds. And he's just hanging there. So I feel like mentally, this is how he feels. He feels mentally in his mind, he's entrapped because these birds are tweeting your mind. You're talking about what's going on. People are saying things, and I'm sure he's hearing this. Okay. But he knows that he's getting ready. He's entrapped and he's getting ready to be fed in a way that he doesn't want to be. Okay. But he can't. What can he do? He sold himself. He sold the country. Muskrat wants to take over, but of course we know that's not going to happen. I'm going to say that's not going to happen. But that's what Muskrat's intention is. He has that fox in the White House, not the hen house, but the White House, and that's what he wants to do is take over. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these up and let's talk about those people. Let's talk about those people that he has, as far as I'm concerned, unfit people that are telling him what to do in the White House. Let's see how things are going to pan out for them. All right, Spirit, talk to us about those cabinet members that he's chosen that don't know anything about governing for the most part. And they're in there just doing whatever he says to do, or whatever he thinks he wants to do, or whatever they tell him that he needs to do. We don't know. God, this is so, I'm going to say the word pitiful, because everybody in there is trying to have their way with him. Okay. They're only thinking about how they're going to make money from this. They don't care about how the people, what the people think or how the people react. But we're going to look at what the people think and how the people are going to react behind all of this mess too. Okay. All right. So tell us, Spirit. I'm just going to pull 5 cards, and I want to know about these people that are supposedly leading, helping him lead the country, that are in his cabinet. Tell us what's going to happen with them, Spirit. Okay. And this deck is the Edgar Allan Poe deck that I'm using now, guys, in case you want to know. So, Spirit, give us 5 cards and let us know exactly what's going on with those people in the White House, Spirit, that are supposedly leading us or leading him. Wow. Hmm. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords, backstabbers. We have the Ten of Cups. This is about relationships. So they have formed a relationship with him. But trust me, whenever they get a chance, if they have to do whatever they got to do, there's going to be a lot of backstabbing. There probably is a lot of backstabbing because I can't, the relationship with him, it's not there. They're only there for the money and what they can get out of it. We have the Page of Cups here. This is about information that's going to come out about what's going on. So eventually we're going to know exactly what's going on with them. You see that fish that's jumping up back there. It's going to be a stinky situation when we find out exactly what's going on. We have judgment. So yeah, they're going to be judged. Eventually they are going to be judged. Now when, I don't know, but they will be. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Oh Lord, the Queen of Wands is stepping in here. She gonna bring the whole house down, guys, because she don't play. She has her little black. Well, this one normally she has a black cat. She has a black dog, and she's like, okay. Um, you know what though, guys? I don't know why she puts me in the mind of Kamala. It's like somebody's gonna come in and clean up this mess. Somebody's going to step in and clean up this mess. There is nobody in the White House at this time. They're not even loyal to each other. They're not, and so we know they're not loyal to him. It's a bunch of backstabbers in there. They're judging each other. I mean, there's chaos in the White House as far as I'm concerned. No relationships, no relationship as far as that goes, because they're all looking out for themselves. So that's what we can expect from that cabinet. They do not care. They don't care. They don't care anymore about him than us on this channel. And if you've been on this channel for a while, you know what's up. Okay, now I need to take a look at the American people. What's in our future? What's in our future as we're being led by Muskrat and the rest of the misfits as they are trying to lead us. I'm not going to say we're being led by them because we're not being led by them, but they're trying to tear down the country. So what can we expect? What is our future looking like after being led by tRumps and the misfit? Spirit, tell us about our future. What can we expect, Spirit? What can we expect? The American people. What can we expect, Spirit, coming up? I'm using the American Renaissance deck. American Renaissance for this. Because we're going through some things, in America. They're trying to take us all back someplace that we're not going. And I'll just read the cards because I don't want to go off on a tangent. Okay. All right, Spirit. What can we expect? The American people as the misfits are trying to unfit misfits are trying to dismantle everything that we know. What can we expect, Spirit? I just want to give them a good shuffle. I want to make sure the Spirit. Now those are flying out, so I'm going to take them. That Spirit hears me. All right, Spirit. What can we expect, Spirit? Mm. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Now, to me, sometimes that's the foundation, but this is like someone is has been kind of had a wound in the heart. Now, that could symbolize us as the people being wounded by what they're doing, in which, in a sense, we are. But this can also talk about retreating. Okay. So let's just, I may have to clarify some of these cards, but let's see what we got, guys. Okay, so we have the six of coins. The six of coins are about things that happened. We're talking about sixes are about balance and harmony. But in this particular case, someone is making a move. They're spying. They're ready to tell something that's going on. This is when we talk about the American Renaissance. We're talking about basically what happened in this particular case. This reminds me of when people were told that blacks could not read. Only thing they could read is the Bible. They let some people learn that so that they can get other people under control. Okay. But they were not supposed to be taught to read. And you can see here that someone is peeking in and watching this young man being taught to read by a white woman. So that puts me in the mind of thinking that there's going to be a lot of people watching one another. There are people that's going to be out there, and guys, we have to be careful at this time in our history, who are watching what we're doing, and especially some of us, and ready to stop it, put a stop to it. This is part of what's going on right now within the government. It's like we want to put a stop to this harmony that may happen. So we got to do whatever we can do to make sure that we put everybody back in the place that we want them to be in, so that we can live our best lives. And we're talking about racism, guys. That's just the bottom line. Okay. So some people want to stay on top of others. Okay. And people are worried about this. We have the Nine of Swords here. So people are worried about what is happening. The people, and I don't think when I say this, guys, I'm talking about because it is hitting, the intent was for it to hit a certain group of people. Okay. The voters that voted for tRump thought it was only going to hurt a certain group of people. But now everybody's worried. Everybody's worried. Even the white man and white woman who thought that, you know, things were going to go their way. Now, okay, so you want to say that it was about the economy. Oh, eggs are too high, whatever. Whatever. No. There was another underlying situation going on here. People feel that even we talk about minorities, or you talk about the people, the immigrants and that kind of thing. Oh, they're taking your jobs, like there's only supposed to be black jobs that they can have, or minority jobs that they can have. But hey, as Americans, we progressed, and some people don't like that. Okay, so this is what's happening here. Okay, so what's happening here is people are worried about their place now in society. How are they going to fit in? They voted for something else. I'm not talking about eggs. I'm not talking about the economy. They voted so that they could have their place where they think their place should be. Okay, and things are not going right. So we might see um, things kind of turning around. Like I'm feeling like this person here that would normally be like, hey, stop it. You can't teach him to read. He might learn too much. They're worried. And they may decide whatever they decide is fine with me, but they may decide that, well, maybe this is about all of us. Now, we talk about woke. They wanted to get rid of, they don't like people waking up and understanding the truth as to why we're all human beings. I'll put it that way. No, we're not all the same, but we are all human beings. Okay. So it's like somebody's slapping, the white woman is slapping that white man, and he's like, but she's kind of like uh an angel or whatever, like what are you talking about? You know, she's gonna wake him up. Okay. We have the moon. And these are things, guys, I'm talking about things in the past right now. Okay. Things that we've kind of gone through. There's been a lot of secrets, guys. Things that are hidden from us. There's a lot of people out there that are a little bit loony when it comes to this kind of thing, because they think, or they thought, that things were supposed to be just for them. So there's been a lot of planning with this Four of Wands here. There's been a lot of planning in the past about, I'm just going to say manipulation. How are we going to keep what we got? How, these people are coming in here, these minorities, and, they got this thing now where they got to hire a minority no matter what, which is not true, which is definitely not true. I'm a minority. I know what I'm talking about. If you get a position in a corporation and you're a minority like me, you got to be 3-4 times better. You don't just walk in there. And we can see what's happening. They're just firing all the minorities now because of some DEI, whatever they want to say it is. Okay, guys? So there was a plan to make sure that only they get what they want. So now that's what's happened in the past. And then the emperor is here. Now, the emperor to me is like the law that stepped in or whatever, and made sure that things went a certain way up to a certain point. And this is what has been happening in our society. Okay. It's like, okay, and I'm not trying to put anyone down because I know the people that follow me on this channel, they know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the people that are normally following me on this channel. But, there are some people out there that felt like, you know, these laws that were had to be put in place at some point. I'll say just let's go all the way back to the 60s, civil rights movement that has hindered them in some way. So they're ready. They were ready. So that's society in the past. Okay, but now we have the magician. The magician in the near future. And I think that what's happening is these people are waking up. The ones that were definitely asleep, and they're figuring things out. They're figuring out, well, I had everything I needed, but now look, even that's going to be taken away from me, along with the other people. Well, first it has to be taken away from you first before it hits the minorities because you had it first. Okay, didn't think about that though. So now they're thinking about all the things that I had. Now that it's all going to be taken away from me, and maybe, just maybe, they may realize um, what how they fit into a situation in the past. Okay, we have the Five of Cups here. So some Americans are feeling like they're being left out. They're being left out in the cold. Okay, these are the ones, these precious ones that thought that they thought that they had it. They thought that they were being left out because of the situation that happened in the 60s. Okay, but now they're feeling like, oh, we're really being left out now. We are really being left out now because we're feeling what others were feeling when we made sure that they only got a little piece of the pie. Then this is how people are seeing. This is what like individuals are thinking about as far as society. You know, this is what society is thinking about as a whole. Okay, it's like, okay, now we got to get. This is the called the missionary souls, but it's a knight swords, but it's a knight of swords in a normal deck, which he goes forward without even thinking. He goes forward and he's like, no, I'm going to make this happen the way I want it to happen, no matter what. Know what this makes me think about? It makes me think about the town hall meetings. Okay, this is affecting everybody. And those town hall meetings, people want things to change like this. No, you didn't say. They're thinking, no, you didn't say that this was going to hurt us. We only thought it was going to hurt other people. Now I'm coming forward with my sword and I want something done. I want you to do something about this. I'm supposed to be on your team. What are you doing? Okay, I'm not saying this is everybody. Okay, but maybe people are just realizing what's happening now and that they got to do something to stop this. Well, you never did anything to stop it when you thought it was hurting other people. Guys, we are going through a tower moment as far as the future of America. It's all going to have to come down, guys. We have gotten to the point now where he's gotten in there so quick, so quick, so quick, so quick. He's done this, and this. Hey, we got to go through it. We got to go through it. You know, things are being shaken up, and we have the White House here, and we have people falling out of the White House and everything. So we're in this tower moment at the moment. Okay. And we just got to deal with it. It says union, union is dissolved. What do you think that's going to mean for us? Union is dissolved. There's going to be a lot of things, guys. Now, we may, this is just my feeling, and I'm just listening to spirit. There's things that are going to fall that we're not going to get back, not the way it used to be. Okay? But the final outcome, guys, the final outcome, after we go through all that, we have the Empress here. And to me, the final outcome is saying, okay, America, you're abundant. You're going to come back. It's going to be okay. This is, and this is a good card to end on, because even though we got to go through all of this, guys, what we've been through in the past, what I just told you about was the past. And then as we move forward, people minds have got to, people have got to wake up. Okay. And they will, some of them, the diehards won't. But when they do, they'll understand that America is very abundant. There's enough for everybody. You don't have to worry about, I got something that you can't have. If you want it, you can have it too. This has been a problem all along. But it was based on skin color. Your skin is a certain color. I'm just speaking truth. You can't have what I got because you're supposed to be lower. You're supposed to be lower than I am. You can't come up here where I am. You got to stay down here in your place, because I remember you were enslaved and you were 3/4 of a human. Okay. So people are going to realize eventually how abundant they're living, how abundant America is. And they're going to try their best to get along and help each other to get where they need to be. Okay. And I'm going to end that there, because I'm so grateful that Spirit has led me through this reading in a way that people really, hopefully, understand. I always ask before I do a reading that Spirit gives me what needs to be said. This is not just coming from me here, guys. But Spirit gives me what needs to be said. And hopefully some people that were asleep, if they're ready to wake up. And I think that some people are. Of course, we still have the diehards, but it's just gonna be more stuff going on, guys. It's not gonna, because so much has already happened. What is this? January 3rd. In 2 months, 2.5 months already, people have lost their jobs. And with the way things are happening, people are not going to be able to find jobs for a while. They want to take away Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. They put their hands in there and they start messing with stuff. Then it's got to be rebuilt. So it's not going to be like quick, like people would want it to happen. Okay. But yeah, the house is on fire, guys. The house is on fire. It sure is. You see that? You see that? The house is on fire. Okay. So until more people wake up, in which eventually they will wake up and realize that we're very abundant already. That there's no need to fight about you got this, and you can't have that, and wake up, wake up. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that. But I want to do one more reading, guys. I hope this is not too long, or maybe I should come back with that one. But no, while I have you here, and I did say I meditated and I pulled one of my handmade cards. I asked Spirit to give me the right card. He wanted me to talk about the Democrats, guys. So we're going to talk about them today. We're going to talk about the Democrats. And when I say the Democrats, I'm talking about those people that's up there in the White House that's supposed to be helping us. Even some of them got to wake up. I mean, come on. What are they waiting on? Okay, Spirit, what is it that you want us to know about the Democrats and how they're handling the situation? What can we expect going forward with the Democrat Spirit? Okay, they're falling out. I'm going to take them. They jump out like that. I take them. Okay. We have the four of wands. We have the Queen of Coins, the Magician. Okay. Give me a few more, Spirit. What else can you tell me about the Democrats at this time? What's going on with them, Spirit? What's going on with the Democrat Spirit? Okay. Wow. And let me pull the last card here. Okay. The Democrats look like they may be ready to fight back, guys. They just may be ready to fight back. We have the Four of Wands here, which is about boundaries. You know, they should have been doing that in the first place, putting up boundaries and saying to the Republicans, no, you can't go that far with this. Instead, they're trying to work across the aisle and all that. Of course, we don't want everything to be chaotic and hectic and everybody fighting against one another, that kind of thing. We don't want that. But hey, somebody's got to say, okay, you can't go any further. This is what I'm looking at here. Then we have the Queen of Coins. Somebody, this Queen of Coins, she knows that it's all about the money. So they're looking at that. They're looking at that right now. And we have the Magician here. We have the Magician. It's time for them to start manipulating situations in their favor also. And I'm thinking that they're realizing that they have what they need. They need to start moving. They need to start doing things with whatever they have that can slow this process down that's happening right now and stop sitting back and not saying anything. Okay. Then we have the Strength card here. Yeah, they're finally, the Democrats are finally getting together, getting their strength together and starting to make a move, guys. We have the 10 of Coins here. The 10 of Coins. Now, do you know what this is about to me? This is about the legacy of the Democratic Party, of those Democrats that are up there, their legacy. They're thinking about this. How are we going to go down in history? We're going to let them do whatever they want, and we're going to sit back and try to say that, well, at least they tried to work across the aisle, even though they got taken over with the coup. They did try to work across the aisle. This is what I am feeling, guys. I know this is crazy, but this is what Spirit is saying. They're worried about their legacy now. They waited so long to figure out that they don't look good. This is not a good look, guys. And then we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Okay, it's like they're ready to fight. A new day. It's a new day. They have a sword. They're ready to go forward. Just like I told you about the knight that moved forward. They're ready. They're ready. They've drawn their swords and they're ready. And we now have also here the Hermit. Okay, so you know what? It's like they have went inside. They have really set and went inside, guys. I think we can expect some things to really change when it comes to the Democratic leaders. They have been thinking about what is going on, and they've been really meditating on some of them. Some of them were already ready to move, guys. We know that. Some of them were ready, but we're talking about the old schoolers who just want to, try to reach across the aisle, and now they're ready to fight back. Okay, they've taken out their swords. Okay, guys, I hope I didn't hold you too long. But I need to get through that. The next reading I want to do, well, there's another one I'm going to do a little later so we can get some more clarity on that. But thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of the subscribers, the new subscribers that I'm getting. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the donations that I get. I appreciate the likes and the shares. And I will see you guys on the next read. You all have a good day. All right. Bye now.